Right, well that's the valve lifters in, or the lifter buckets. Because I couldn't skim this block, because it was impossible to get the studs out, I have put a very light smear of Ilamar blue over it. So now the head gasket, let me just give this a wipe a minute. Right, so that's cleaned off any dust that might be on the gasket. As if you've seen my previous videos, I've already sized the holes on this. So that should, if I can do it one-handed. Oh, you little pig. There we go. Nice fit to the bottom. Now I've already done a hole, sorted the cylinder head out, so that slots on nicely. What I am going to do before I bolt anything down, well, first I need to find all the nuts. All of these studs are going to get a light smear of copper grease. Now hopefully I'll never have to take the head off again, but if I do, then I know with just a smear of copper grease on the studs, it shouldn't seize up. Fingers crossed. So anyway, let's find the nuts, get some copper grease on, and then we'll get the head on. Alright, that's all the studs. I've got a very light smear of copper slip on them. I want to fucking wipe that excess bit on the fucking tissue in my hand. Give the cylinder head a quick wipe over. A bit of brake clean so there's no crap on it. Clean tissue. Now hopefully this should just plonk straight on. Now then, be nice, you little bastard. Perfect. Right. Pause this while I get all the nuts and bolts on. Right, that's all the nuts and washers on. So what we've got to do now is follow the pattern in Haynes' Book of Lies. Now these only need to be torqued up to 34 Newton meters. Well, 34.6, which isn't much. So what I'm going to do, go over following the pattern, just roughly halfway, torque them down I guess. Let that settle for a minute. And then go over and torque them with the right pass. So, right, where are we going? Of course, I got the engine the wrong way to the book. Right, that'll do. So that's roughly torqued on. Pinch these half-inch ones on the side down. I can't actually torque these because of where the bolts sit. I don't have a torque spanner. I don't plan on buying one because these are only 20.7 Newton meters, so bog all really. That's better, I can see. You can get a ring spanner in it, so you can get some good purchase on it. Because that middle one especially, there's not much space in it. There's my ring spanner. There we go. Right, let that settle for a minute. Let's now talk about, so we want 34.6, roughly about that. You have to excuse me staring at the drawing because I can't remember the pattern. The engine to stay still would help. Yeah, that one. Would have been easier if I just marked the cylinder head, which the bolts are really, but oh well. There's 6. Yeah. There we go. That's them topped up. Let's now tighten these side ones down. Click. 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 There we go. It's actually starting to look like an engine now. What's next? Push rod's got to go in, valve train's got to go on, set the valve gaps, valve clearances. Before I put the head on, I made sure it was on top dead centre, so that cylinder's up. Timing marks are lined up. So yeah, that'll do for a minute. So I got to clean up the push rods, oil up all the valve train for the top, find the nuts and washers. Right, I've just gone over all the bolts of the torque wrench again. A lot of them I got probably 1/8 of a turn before they torque down again. So once this is in the car running, I think what they generally say is do 100 miles. Crack the head bolts off just a smidge and re-torque them. Although I never got around to doing that on the 750 engine, and to be honest, that's done like probably 8,000 miles now. Not quite sure my speedo stopped working. Right, so I've cleaned up all my push rods. So we'll plonk them in. And the battery charger goes off as I'm filming. Fucking typical. So my LiPo battery's charged. I'm off out flying again tomorrow. Well, hopefully anyway. Just wipe. Bit of grease on top of them from when I put the valves in. So you got your rocker assembly. Will only go on one way. You've got to make sure that grub screw is in there, because if it's not in there and the shaft turns, the oil's fed through this one along the shaft and it'll come out. Can't see it now. Yeah, you got little pinholes there. So if that's not in there and you've got the shaft in the wrong place, you can have a bad time up here. Alright, so let's line all the feet up. Get all the valves set up the right way. Sorry, rocker arms. Come on, you little fucker. Right. I need 3 pairs of hands to do this. Right, let's try that. there we go. It just moved a bit on the shaft. There we go. Oh. Valves up. All you got to make sure is the valves actually sit in the little buckets on top of the shafts as you tighten it down. I've done that before and I didn't realise it was sat underneath, so I had to literally take it all back off again, which was a pain. Well, loosen it all back off anyway. Right. Yep, they're all on where they're supposed to be. No, that's supposed to be spring washers on there. Hang on. Actually, checking the manual, it states flat washers. So we'll stick flat ones on. That's a different washer that's a bit big. Hang on. So's that. Dig through my box of bits. That'll do. And 4 nuts. I did have all this shaft apart and give it a check over. There is a bit of wear on it, which you get with on the rocker arms, but there's not much I can do about it. The one on the current car is like that. And I've got one of the rear valves rattles. I am going to get some machined up because apparently the ones you can buy are crap. So, but that's a job for another time. This one's better condition than the one that's actually currently on the car, so. Tighten this down and I will check the book of lies for the torque spec. Are we still in all the buckets? Yep. Also got the cylinder head, you want to tighten this down flat. You torque one end all the way down, you're going to bend the arm, which you don't want. There we go, that's on there. Pause this and I'll check the torque spec. Alright, the book of lies states for the rocker assembly nuts 23.5 to 30.4. My torque range minimum it does is 28, so I'm going to do them at 30. And we'll go with that. I won't fire off anyway. Here we go. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there for this video. Next thing I'll be doing is set the valve clearances. But I want to make a separate video for that. For just anyone who's looking to do just your valve clearances on Reliant. Or any car with rocker assemblies, to be fair. So, thanks for watching.